Okay, so let's take a look at our topic 9 assessment. So number 1 says James and Cuyetta were painting a banner for the cultural arts night at their school. James painted 5/12 of the banner black, and Cuyetta painted 6/12 of the banner white. The leftover portion of the banner was painted red. What fraction of the banner is red? Well, it says the leftover portion of the banner. So we need to figure out what is left over. If we're doing what is left over, that means we are subtracting. Okay? I can't do 5/12 minus 6/12, but I can do 6/12 minus 5/12. Okay? And once I model that out, I know that I am going to end up with 1/12 left over. Okay, I'll end up with 1/12 left over. Pretty simple, pretty easy. So 1/12 of the banner is red. Number 2. Number 2 says, Jania had 9/5 pounds of candy that she was placing into 4 candy dishes. She didn't care if each bowl had the same amount. Which number sentence below could represent how she placed the candy in each dish? So we know that she had 9/5. So we know that the denominator has to be 5. If we look at letter D, we don't add across in our denominators. Our denominators stay the same. So there's no way that letter D could be right. I don't care that 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 5. We don't add our denominators. So there's no way letter D is right. We know that A, B, or C could be right because the denominator is 5. We just need to figure out which one of them equals 9. Okay? 1 plus 4 is 5. Plus 4 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. This one actually equals 10/5. Okay, because 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So we know it could not be letter A. We need to figure out which of these denominators actually equals 9. Is it 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 9? Or is it 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 that equals 9? You'll have to decide. Let's look at number 3. Okay. Number 3 says, Helga made an apple pie, a chocolate pie, and a key lime pie for dessert. Part of each pie was eaten. So 3/4 of the apple pie was eaten. So apple had 3/4 gone. Okay. 9/10 of the key lime pie was eaten. So the key lime pie had 9/10 eaten. Okay. The amount of the chocolate pie that was eaten was less than the key lime pie. So the chocolate pie didn't quite eat 9/10. So the chocolate pie was less than the key lime pie, okay? But it was also more than the apple pie. So we need to know which one of these fractions would represent the chocolate pie. We know it had to be less than 9/10, but it had to be greater than 3/4. So the way that we would do that is by drawing a bunch of models out. We would just have to start comparing. We would just have to say which one of these is going to be less than 9/10, but is going to be greater than 3/4. Let's start with 1/2 first, and let's compare it to 3/4. So I'm going to draw out my model. Okay. I'm going to compare this to 3/4, okay, to the apple. Okay. I'm going to shade in 3 parts of it. That's my 3/4. I'm going to compare it to the 1/2 and see, is 1/2 greater than 3/4? Here's my 1/2. It looks like 3/4 is greater than 1/2. So we know that A, 1/2 could not be the right answer. Okay, there's no way it could be the right answer. Let's look at 5/8. Let's compare 5/8 to the 3/4 and see, is 5/8 greater than 3/4? If it is, it could possibly be apple. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to draw out my 3/4. I'm going to shade in 3 parts of it. And now I am going to draw out my 5/8 to see, is 5/8 greater than 3/4? Okay, so I'm going to draw out my 5/8. And I'm going to shade in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it looks like 3/4 is greater than 5/8. And remember, we needed this 5/8 to be greater than the apple pie. So there's no way it could be C. You're going to have to try it with B and D to figure out which one of these fractions is greater than 3/4 but is also less than 9/10. Okay, you'll have to keep working at it. Let's look, get my notes off of here. Let's look at number 4. Okay. Number 4 says, Nathan, Thomas, Nathan, Thomas, and James shared a pizza that was cut into 10 slices. The 3 boys ate 7/10 of the pizza. Which of the following could show how the boys shared the pizza? Well, we know that the denominator must be 10. So it could be B, it could be D, it could be C. It definitely can't be A because the denominator is not 10 straight across here. So we can get rid of that right away. We need to find which one of these numerators equals 7. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9. That does not equal 7. That equals 9/10. So there's no way that's right. Which one of these numerators is going to equal 7? Don't get confused. This is a whole number. Okay, this is a whole number. So the answer here is going to have a whole, and then it's going to have a fraction next to it. So just figure out which one of these, the numerators, is 7. And that's how you will find your answer. Number 5. Number 5 said, Drew made his special lime punch for his classroom party. He used the following ingredients: 2 3/4 liters of lime Kool-Aid. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw 2 3/4 liters of lime Kool-Aid. Okay, so I'm going to draw it on a separate sheet of paper because I'm going to need some more room. So here's my 2 holes in my 3/4. Now I have to split them into fourths. And we know he drank 2. So this whole one is going to be shaded in. That equals my 2 holes. And 3/4. So I have to shade 3 parts of my last one. So that's going to show the 2 3/4. Okay? Let's keep reading the rest of the problem. And he drank 1 2/4 liters of ginger ale. So now I have to do a 1 2/4 liters of ginger ale. Okay, so here's my whole 1. And then it said 2/4 liters of ginger ale. So this shows my 1 2/4. So I have right here my lime Kool-Aid, and I have my ginger ale. Okay? The question says, when the party was over, There was 1 3/4 liters of punch left. How much did Drew's class drink? Okay, so if there's 1 3/4 left, how much did they drink? Okay, so I have to have 1 3/4 left. So I'm going to say I'm going to leave this one, and I'm going to get rid of these two. Because remember, I want 1 3/4 left. Okay, 1 3/4 left. So if I get rid of 2 wholes, I have my 1. I only need 3/4 left. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 right there. So I'm going to get rid of 1/4 here and 1/4 there. So when I look, this shows me that they had 1 3/4 left. 1 3/4 left. So how much did they drink? Well, let's figure out, what did we X out? We X'd out 2 wholes and how many fourths? 1, 2 out of 4. So if they drank 1, if there were 1 3/4 left, that means how much did they drink? Well, they drank 2 wholes and they drank 2/4. So the answer would be 2 2/4. Let's see if that is an option for us. There it is right there. Letter A, 2 2/4. Okay, so we just had to do some drawing out and some modeling. Let's look at number 6. Number 6 says, Yanisha was playing a mystery number game with her friends. She gave the following clues as hints for her number. The number is composite. Okay, so the number is composite, so we know that. The number is odd. The number is a factor of 27. Well, first, I see number 18. That's an even number. That is not odd. So I know that it cannot be letter C. The next thing I notice is that it is a factor of 27. Okay, so something times something has to get me 27. Well, 3 times 9 would get me 27. So that is possibly a factor of 27. 9 times 3 would also get me 27. So that is a possible factor of 27. 21 times nothing gets me 27. So I know it can't be D. So now I have to decide which one of these is composite. Is it A, 3, or B, 9? Okay, and you will have to decide.